So friends, today's session is radio buttons. This is the last session we saw checkboxes. So what I'm going to do is I take a new J-frame form. I call it radio button EX. Okay, I just call it radio button EX. Right, so now we are going to work with radio button. Unlike the checkbox in which only one control in which only represents on or off state, and any number of checkboxes can be selected, but in a radio button is a group of buttons from which only one can be selected. Not more than one can be selected. What does it mean? For example, see this example. This is the text property of the JRadio button. Let me rename these as RB1, RB2, RB3 and RB4. For example, qualifications. I am representing qualifications. See, you have to give only your higher qualifications. You don't say I am 10th and 12th and graduate and also postgraduate. What you will say is I am a PG or I am a graduate. So the highest qualification has to be given, right? So I can say take the text property, your qualification. So it's obvious that you are going to select the higher qualification. So the text property of this, I'll keep 10th, so I'll keep 12th. This I'm going to keep as graduate. This I'm going to keep as postgrad. Right? So obviously you are going to be either 10th or 12th qualified or graduate or postgraduate. But if so, you will not select 10th and 12th. You will select 12th. Or if you are a graduate, you will not select 10th, 12th and grad. You will select only grad. So these are mutually exclusive. If one is selected, the others cannot be selected. Okay. So now there's another thing. These buttons, if you see, I'll go to source code and I run the program. Just right now, as the program is, all the buttons can be selected. That means they are not in a group. They are not in a group. When they are in a group, only one will be selected. If the other is selected, this will get deselected. But that's not happening by default. So what we have to do for that, something needs to be done for that. That thing is to add a button group. Add a button group. It shows here in the inspector window, button group 1. Okay. So now select this first radio button. Go to its button group property, set the button group as button group 1. So as it is not very visible, let me increase this size. Button group property as button group 1. Select the second radio button. Select the button group property set to button group 1. That means we are grouping all the button groups under a similar button group. Okay, all the radio buttons are being grouped under a single button group. So what happens in essence is that if any one is selected, the other will get automatically deselected. That means they form a group, as I can be either 10th or 12th or grad or postgrad, right? So right now what we are going to do is we take a OK button. OK button. When the button is clicked, we show the selection in a label. Here is a label. Your selection here. Your selection here. Also there's another difference which you will just now see. I write the code for OK button action perform, that is J button 1 action perform. Here you need not have to use if again. You have to use if else if construct. Why? Let us see that. String str is equal to here string str is equal to empty string. And why we have to use if else if construct is because only one will be selected. If any one is selected, we need not check the other paths of the else if. Okay, so what we are going to do is, if rb1 dot is selected, then what we are going to do, we will say str is equal to str plus rb1 dot get text plus a few spaces, which is not required in this case, since there is only a single selection going to happen, right? Because we are not concatenating it with something else. Okay, so if else if rb2 dot is selected, then what we have to do, we have to say str is equal to str plus rb2 dot get text, right? Else if rb3 dot is selected, then what we have got to do, str is equal to rb3 dot str plus rb3 dot get text, right? Else we need not check for the fourth. If the we need to check, it may not be selected, so we need to check. Else if rb4 dot is selected, then what has to be done, str is equal to str plus rb4 dot get text, right? With this our code is over. What need to do is set the label. We have not given the name to this label. Let us give a name to the label, lbl msg, call it lbl msg, right? Now just over here we just point set the text of lbl message dot set text to string, right? With this program is over for testing. Let us now test it, right? We run this program. Here's my, I select 10th, okay, 10th, 12th, 12th, grad, postgrad, right? So this is a program on radio buttons. Remember that over here groups can be found by using button group object, where each radio button group property has to be set to that particular button group object. Okay, with this we end. Hope you are able to do it in the lab. Thank you.